What's up? So, what this video is going to be about is we're going to look at the fantasy points per position. We're going to go over that a little bit ahead of Sunday's live stream. So, if you guys have been wondering about Sunday's live stream, going to do a little bit different today. Don't mind me finishing up this growler of beer. So, we're going to go over some of the fantasy points per position. If you want to see the rest, they will actually be in our, you can go to fantasyteamadvisors.com and you can go to tools, hover over tools, go down to NFL matchup tool, and you can find it there. So that is part of the premium content, but I wanted to get you guys out a little bit earlier today as well. So if you have any questions along with the NFL, definitely get them ready to go for tomorrow, because we will be going live. If you head over to our Twitch channel, let me see. Hold on a second. Let me try this. Change everything real quick. Not, I'm just trying to find NFL. See if I can do. Nothing there. You know what? Let's go to just chatting. Okay. So, welcome, guys. I live in Iowa, so it's cold as well here. Cheers. You can't. What's up, guys? So I am live. Let me go to our Twitch channel. So if you want to see what I'm talking about on the screen, we will be talking about that. Why is that not updated? Hold on a second. Okay. So you can head over to our Twitch page and you can see what I'm talking about. This is strictly NFL. So I'm about to burst a blood vessel. Yo, hook me up. NC, we're not playing any. We're not doing football or basketball. Watching Bama. What is Bama losing? I haven't even looked today. Would be a shame. Would be a shame. Where's football games? College football. Oh, wow, Georgia. Oh, Jesus. Go Bulldogs. Wow, I didn't even see that score. Nuts. Okay. So I do want to welcome you guys. If you've been here in the past, if you haven't been here in the past, then hopefully you guys will kind of know what we're talking about. We will be going live. We'll be going live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, 9 Mountain Time. So looking at that, we're going to go over some things in this video. And if you have any questions regarding week 13, let me know. Get those asked here or write those down if you're watching this after we're done being live. And hopefully we can get those answered tomorrow, because we're going to go live for 2 hours tomorrow. So we'll be live from 10 a.m. to noon or 11 to 1. It's good. We're going up to kickoff. So what I'm doing is I obviously had to update it with the news of, Kareem Hunt getting gone. Hopefully you picked up Spencer Ware. I did in every league I possibly could. So Spencer Ware is picked up. He's in a great matchup, so I had to change it up a bit. So like I said, guys, we're here live on YouTube. If you have any questions of what we're talking about, I'm actually sharing my screen at twitch.tv/dailyrotohelp, and you can actually see what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm going to go over like 10 at each position. If you want to see the rest, they will be part of our stuff for tomorrow. In tomorrow's live stream, we will be doing we'll be going over pretty much everything, and we will be building a lineup for FanDuel, and we'll be building one for DraftKings as well. It'll be GPP only, and we'll be able to give out the actual. We're going to give out the actual lineup there. If you saw our NBA video today, we can no longer get, and we did this last year and we kind of went away from it, but we can no longer give out a full lineup. The way DraftKings is doing it, people, if you report, people can report the lineup or whatever. And as you know, we had to change our URL, so I can't, I can't risk it. So that being said, let me know if you have any questions, get them below. Will you give out a FanDuel lineup? Tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow we'll be doing the FanDuel GPP lineup and the DraftKings GPP lineup while we're live. I don't know what time it'll be. It'll be dictated by how many people are asking questions. If no one's asking questions, then we'll build a lineup. But let's see. What's your opinion on the biggest upset game this week besides what happened to the Saints? Honestly, I haven't really been paying attention. I have been busy working on thehobbycrate.com. As you know, that's our second website. And all of the boxes are ready to go. If anyone does collect cards, you can go to thehobbycrate.com and you can buy one of the boxes for baseball or a team box for baseball as well. Let's see. This is what I've currently. So there's the boxes, guys. As you can see, each team box, there's 29 team boxes. I already had someone buy the Cardinals team box. So these boxes, the tall boxes, they are all the team boxes. So they are baseball cards throughout the teams. They're opened cards from 1980s all the way to 2018. And the box on the right are the ones that are unopened packs that have autographs in them and stuff like that. So that's what I've been working on. So I haven't even seen any of the upsets this week. Hopefully it'll be Bama, but I hope it's Bama. So I did NFL tiers. Could we go through a little on tiers tomorrow? On FanDuel or DraftKings, I'm not familiar with tiers. What is tiers? Let me see real quick. Is it DraftKings, Kyle? I honestly, they don't even allow me to log it. I can't even like access DraftKings. I don't think. Let me see if I can access DraftKings. But what we are going to do is we are going to go over Twitch chat. Okay. One of your lineups. What's in where? I don't mind that. Are they GPP? Matt, are those GPP? I think my wife is leaving. Might have to mute my mic real quick.
I will. I'm just getting on my way.
Hold on.
Ding.
All right, I'm back. Okay. So looking at, I like those lineups for GPP for sure. Yeah. So let me see if I can log in. But what I wanted to do is go over any questions you have. But I wanted to go over the fantasy points per position. It's been in real handy a few weeks. With the week we won $1,000, completely handy. And I think Billy used it as well. And he said it came in handy when he was trying to, when he won the $1,000 as well. So definitely looking at hopefully dominating. So I'm going to go through a couple of things first. If you guys do have questions afterwards, definitely get them asked. But go check out our twitch.tv/dailyrotohelp if you can see if you want to see, I guess, the screen. So we'll kind of talk about that. So just kind of looking, the Bengals are giving up the most amount of fantasy points to the quarterback. That brings Case Keenum into maybe a sleeper pick here. 244 completions on 390 attempts. Keenum has 62.6 completion percentage, 2,800 yards, and 13 touchdowns. So he could be a sleeper pick there. Joe Flacco, if he starts, I'm not 100% sure if Flacco is starting yet. Let me see. I don't know if it's Flacco or if it's Lamar Jackson. If it is Lamar Jackson, then this is, I don't want to continue with it. Trying to see if there was other news that came out since I made this sheet. I made the sheet Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, I think I made it Wednesday. So Flacco is Flacco out? So Flacco is definitely out this week. Let's check it out. Okay, so it is all Lamar Jackson here. So looking at that, Lamar Jackson against the Falcons could be a great spot here. I love me some Cam Newton against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has given up an average of 22.4 fantasy points to the quarterback. Looking at that, Cam Newton has completed 250 of 359 attempts, 69.6%, which might be the highest percentage. No, it's not. It's close, though. It's top 3. Drew Brees had a hell of a time Thursday night. So I'm looking at Cam Newton big time here. On the Cam Newton's yards are wrong, but I absolutely love Cam Newton. In that, what I've done is, if you haven't tried drafters.com, definitely go try it. But I have so much exposure to Cam and McCaffrey. And if you haven't seen the other video, we've already done the rankings for each position. And I have McCaffrey as the #1 running back on this week's slate, which is the first time I think we've had him at #1 this year. So I feel really confident about that. I wouldn't mind you using Lamar Jackson either against Atlanta big time. I could honestly see them just dominating. Atlanta's defense is pretty bad. Like, bad. Cam Newton has 2,699 yards, so really like what he's doing. So I don't now, with the whole news of, Kareem Hunt, he's gone. So Kareem Hunt's not on the team anymore, which is nuts out of nowhere. I get it. I saw the video. Idiots. I've drank multiple times. I've been drunk a lot of times. Never once have I put my hands on a girl or tried to kick her or choke her or push her, any stupid stuff like that. When you're playing a game for your job, stop being an idiot. But anyway, he's off the team. Honestly, I'm looking, and I could honestly see Spencer Ware just going in there and he's not on Kareem Hunt's level. That is a fact. But before Kareem Hunt came in there, it was Spencer Ware's team, and he's still a pretty good running back. So I'm definitely looking at. Would not be surprised if Spencer Ware comes in pretty hot there. So that is another play. Maybe GPP, just, he hasn't done a ton, but if you need him, Spencer Ware should go in there. Oakland, they're not good. They're not a good team at all. Looking at that, we got Jameis Winston against the Panthers. They're giving up the sixth most fantasy points to the quarterback. Winston, obviously he didn't start for X amount of games. He's only completed 137 of 202 attempts, but he's got a 67.8 percentage. He's got 2,366 yards and 17 touchdowns. And honestly, I think he's not started 4 of their games, maybe something like that. So absolutely love Jameis Winston here. The Rams defense, while they're 10-1, their defense is still giving up a ton of points. So looking at that, I'm looking at Matt Stafford at 272 completions, 406 attempts, 67% completion, 41 yards, and 17 touchdowns. So any questions on the quarterbacks there? To make a Derek Carr lineup. Matt, if you're making a GPP lineup, I don't mind that. But yeah, the Oakland's so bad. So bad. If this means anything to you, Falcons are getting their best defensive player back. Yes, but it's still, he can't cover the entire team. Facts. Those are just facts. So looking at the running back situation, Bengals giving up the most. They're averaging 29.5 fantasy points to the running back. Looking at Phillip Lindsay here. Phillip Lindsay, 135 attempts, 780 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 receiving yard. So I did add another column on the running backs for the receiving touchdowns because you'll see what I'm talking about when I get down to it. So Doug Martin, or Kansas City Chiefs are giving up the second most. Doug Martin, it's really a kind of Oakland, you never know where they're going to go. I went with the best option, but knowing that, I'm probably just going to avoid Oakland. But looking at Doug Martin's had 87 rushing attempts, 384 yards, 1 touchdown, no receiving touchdowns. The Cardinals are giving up the third most. I have so much exposure to Aaron Jones on drafters. Aaron Jones has 101 attempts, 606 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 receiving touchdown. Now, it's been a tale of 2 Aarons, and I don't mean Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. I'm saying Aaron Jones has been 2 different people. First half of the season, trash. They had, he missed the first 2 games. Then they had, 3 running back by committee for some reason. Then they traded away Ty Montgomery, and Aaron Jones has turned it up. Absolutely love Aaron Jones in this one. It's not the highest over-under, but I think Green Bay handles this easily. I think they run the table here. I think Aaron Jones is in a really, really good spot going forward in this game. If you want to pay down, I'm looking at Aaron Jones a little bit. And you sent me – Matt, if you look at it, when you hear – he didn't – actually, he looks like he didn't kick her – well, no, he kicked her pretty damn hard. I actually didn't see that angle. So looking at that, the Falcons give up the 4th most. Looking at Gus Edwards, I don't know if Gus Edwards is in yet. So let me check. Gus Edwards is questionable. Came on. So if you came in here live last Sunday, you know that we were on Gus Edwards. You know we were on Josh Adams, and they went off. And I think Josh Adams had a 52-yard touchdown called back for a stupid thing. He had like 14 points. Probably should have ended up with like 20, but we'll take it. Gus Edwards, news on him, anything? Let's see. So Baltimore, Alex Collins has only practiced once. I think he's very questionable. Absolutely love Gus Edwards again. He hasn't seen the field much, but when he has 55 attempts, 297 yards and a touchdown, he got us points without a touchdown last week. I love him here. And then we look at Miami giving up 25.9 fantasy points to the running back position, going up against LaShawn McCoy, 128 attempts, 426 yards, 2 touchdowns, no receiving touchdowns yet. That could change. Tampa Bay is giving up the next most at 25.7. Christian McCaffrey. Now listen to these numbers. I actually have to throw McCaffrey into the wide receiver area just because he catches so many balls. It is ridiculous. Listen to these numbers. So rushing, 153 attempts, 757 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, and 5 receiving touchdowns. If you play him on DraftKings, would probably be the best. Either way, though, guys, last week we had McCaffrey. Too bad we didn't have McCaffrey and Barkley and Sony Michel. If we had all 3 of those, because what I like to do is when I build a lineup, and I think I've told you guys this before, but I don't remember. When I build a lineup, I make sure my flex is a running back. So, I mean, you can have anyone in the flex. Obviously, it's a flex, but I try to get 3 running backs in there. Now, if we could have had McCoy or Michel, he had 150 yards. Barkley and McCaffrey last week, I think, honestly, that would have been like 90 or 100 points just between those 3. So think about when you're building your lineup, when you're doing a flex play, try to do a running back that you know is going to get 15, 20 touches a game. That's where you will be ahead of the pack because people just put their flex whoever they can fit in there. So if they have, 5,600 left, and let's say somehow Spencer Ware's, I don't know how much he is. Let's say he's 5,000. You could put Spencer Ware in your flex and leave 600 where people are going to try and use their entire salary every time. Trey, give me to the playoffs, brother. Full PPR. Choose 2. Manuel Sanders, Julian Edelman, and Marlon Mack. So I love Edelman. I know it's it's not the best. It's not necessarily the best situation for him. Their defense is Minnesota's defense is pretty good against a wide receiver. So if I'm looking, you want Julian Sanders, I would go Julian, Mr. Edelman, and Mr. Sanders. Marlon Mack is questionable. He's going up against Jacksonville's defense. That feels like a trap to me. Any news? Why is he questionable? So he had a concussion. Honestly, I would go Sanders and Edelman, Trey. Hopefully that helps you. How about James Conner this week? Let's see. Trey, come back. Is this the first time you've been here? I'm not sure. But if you want to come back, we'll be live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. So 10 a.m., we're going to go from 10 to lock. So if you have more questions like that, come back. We'll get those answered for you. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. That helps us out a lot. Thoughts on Lamar Miller? I mean, he dominated last week, and he's the 5th best running back here on this slate. Lamar Miller, 157 attempts, 773 yards. 93 of them came within 1 play last week. 3 touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. Next up, the Raiders defense giving up 23.9 fantasy points to the position. The good thing about using Spencer Ware, his price is probably very, very low on both sites because he was not supposed to play. So on DraftKings, Spencer Ware is 4,000, and on FanDuel, he's 5,200. Honestly, though, I think cash, Spencer Ware is probably in a good spot. But looking at that, I think he's going to be very, very chalk because everyone's going to be on Spencer Ware. Carlos Hyde with Fournette. Honestly, Nikita, I don't know if it's going to be Carlos Hyde or TJ Yeldon. Leonard Fournette really is going to screw me over. I have him in trying to get to the playoffs, and he has to literally go knuckles deep into some guy's face. So honestly, guys, looking at that, Spencer Ware, I would look at it, but Be very careful. I honestly feel Spencer Ware's ownership could be very, very high. Any super chalky receivers priced reasonably? If we're looking at like the main slate, I think Robert Woods is in a good spot, depending on what you're talking about, reasonably priced. Brandon Cooks, pretty much the LA receivers, Stephon Diggs, just depending. A lot of these super chalky plays and a lot of these things we will go over tomorrow live. Ariel, I think I'm saying that right. If you go to fantasyteamadvisors.com and you click on the analysis, which I can just send you to it now, you can click on the rankings and you guys can see. You can see so if you click on that link, you can scroll down and look at the NFL, the Fantasy Football Week 13 rankings, and that might help you out a little bit. That's how we've ranked our guys this week. Now, I haven't updated it with Spencer Ware in there, but my suggestion is if you guys do come here live, or if you ever check out our videos, check out the website first and see if we have the articles up. Just go to the analysis tab and see if the articles are up. Now, if they are up, then that's really good, and you can check all that stuff out. And then come Sunday with all of your questions, we can answer them there. Where can I find the teams that give up the most fantasy points per position? So it's on my screen, obviously on Twitch, but it is part of our actually, no, it's the matchup tool. So go to fantasyteamadvisors.com, go to tools, hover over tools, and then go down to NFL matchup tool. And that's what I have on the screen right there. Lucky Brown stack, I don't mind that at all. So looking at wide receivers real quick, we're going to go there. The Eagles are giving up a lot, second most. But the Washington wide receivers scare me. So I kind of put down Josh Doxson and Maurice Harris. Doxson's 32 for 56 for 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty much probably not going to be looking at that. Then we go look at the Tampa Bay defense. We're looking at Carolina receivers. DJ Moore had him last week. He got a touchdown for us. He's super cheap, or was super cheap. Let's see what DJ Moore is. DJ Moore's 6,400 on FanDuel and 43. Or wait, DJ Moore is 5,600. Also, we had David Moore, and he dominated as well. So if you want to look at Carolina, if you want to look at a Carolina stack, I'm looking at Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey 100%. Then I would be looking at DJ Moore. He's got 38 receptions for 484 yards, 484 target. No, that's wrong. What did I do? I'm assuming I messed that one up. I'll have to edit that. But what I didn't put on for Carolina is, let's see, DJ Moore, 48 targets. That's right. So DJ Moore's caught 38 of 48 for 565 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I messed that one up. That's edited. So he's only dropped 10 balls, or they've been over his head, or whatever the fact is. 565 yards with 2 touchdowns. The biggest person that I didn't put on here, which I probably should have, which I'll do right now, who is the number one. Let me get this here. Nope. I'm editing it as we speak, people. So looking at this, I'm looking at so if you can see what I just did on my screen, Christian McCaffrey, 71 receptions in 82 targets, 608 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He is their number one receiver. He's also their number one running back. He's also the number one in my heart, except for when we played in the Rose Bowl and he dominated Iowa. Nuts. So What do you think about Kareem Hunt? You're kidding, right? I'm assuming you're joking. Okay. I didn't want to break the news to you. I didn't want to be that person that had to break the news to you. But I bet he gets 0. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the over-under of 30 points, I'm going to take the under. So, you got me there. I really was like, I don't know what to say. But let's move on a little bit. Let's look at let's look at the next wide receivers. Green Bay Packers are giving up a ton. So Arizona wide receivers, I didn't realize Arizona was only 2-9, but they are. We got Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk are the two ones that I'm looking at. Fitzgerald, 44 receptions, 71 targets, 460 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 40 receptions for 60 targets, 536 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now, this is the problem here. The Falcons are the next one up. That brings us to Baltimore's wide receivers. Here's the problem. If it was Joe Flacco, I'd be more comfortable using Baltimore's wide receivers. But it's Lamar Jackson. He runs the ball a lot. He does the pass option for whatever you want. RPO, run pass option. So with Lamar Jackson in there, that does trickle down the wide receivers a little bit. But if you want to look at the wide receivers, John Brown, 36 receptions, 75 targets, 649 yards for 4 touchdowns. Michael Crabtree, 45 for 85, 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Willie Snead, 50 for 77, 499 yards and 1 touchdown. So if you do want to see the rest of the wide receivers, head over to fantasyteamadvisors.com. Go to tools and NFL matchup tool for the wide receivers. So again, guys, I'm showing this on screen on Twitch. But if you have any questions, make sure you write your questions down because we will be back live tomorrow morning to answer them. Try to answer as many as I can. So looking at that, we're looking at tight ends. Panthers are giving up the most amount of points to the tight end position. That brings Cameron Brate here. I don't know why I called him Cam. So Cameron Brate with O.J. Howard on the injury reserve. Can you go? He's done. Cameron Brate, 20 catches, 30 targets, 185 yards, 4 touchdowns. Think he's in a great spot. If you want to go GBP, I'm looking at Brate here. Bengals give it up the second most, so looking at Jeff Harriman, 31 catches, 48 targets, 281 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tampa Bay gives up the third most. That brings us to Greg Olsen. Looking at that, he's got 26 catches on 37 targets for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns. Next one up is the Chiefs. They are giving up a ton of points. They're giving up to the tight end. It's a high over-under. It's a 55.5 over-under. Looking at Jared Cook, 47 catches on 70 targets, 609 yards, and 5 touchdowns here. The Patriots are up next. Kyle Rudolph has been very wishy-washy this season. Looking at Rudolph, 43 catches, 57 yards, 57 targets, 425 yards, 2 touchdowns. Texans are up next. David Njoku, 41 catches, 62 yards, 62 targets, 431 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Tagovailoa, I see what you did with his name. What channel is it on? Is it on CBS? Let's watch it. I need to turn that on. I like Tua Tagovailoa. Hey, North Carolina, didn't you? Hold on. All right. I don't know what channel it's on. We'll find it. NC, didn't you tell me to email you yesterday and then you never did? You never responded? Right? Any questions on that? You're not answering my questions? So also before we end what I'm talking about, also with the NFL tool, we have the red zone targets. Email me, NC. Alabama's coming back. So if you go to it, you can see that Davante Adams has the most amount of touchdowns. He's tied with Eric Ebron. So they both have 9 touchdowns in the red zone within the 20-yard line. Of those 9, 5 of them have come inside the 10. Eric Ebron has 9 touchdowns. Inside the 10 has been 3. Michael Thomas, well, he's out. We've already done it. Zach Ertz in the red zone, 6 touchdowns inside the 20. 4 of them been inside the 10. So looking at that, there is a lot of information we have in our NFL toolkit, and we try to bring as much as we can live, try to bring as much as we can free to you guys. So if you have any questions about that, that is where we're at. That is the video for this. I pretty much, that's what I've got here. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. But yeah, so if you want to see it, fantasyteamadvisors.com, and you can go check out the sheet. That's what we've got. Let me see what else I can bring up. Actually, now that the slate has locked, has it locked? Has the NBA slate locked? Let me see real quick. Did anyone else get screwed yesterday looking at with Devin Booker? Get him. Get him. What the hell? Oh, my God. But anyway, now that the NBA has locked, I'll show you the lineups, and we can kind of compare NBA lineups. This is what subscribers got. Give me a second. Okay. So this is actually what, if you go to twitch.tv, you can actually, can I share my screen here? I don't think I can anymore. No, I can't. Anyway, if you go to our Twitch channel, you can actually see the lineups that we put out for FanDuel and DraftKings today for NBA. Now, with those lineups, obviously with the new thing they're cracking down, we can't show the DraftKings full lineups. We will when we build the lineup live tomorrow, because we're not selling it and it's not part of our premium content. So if you have any questions about it, you can go check out our Twitch channel. Those are the lineups we put out. So cash lineup was that, and GPP lineup was that for FanDuel. Cash lineup was here. GPP lineup was here as well. So if anyone is still wondering, we're still doing the Black Friday deal. So if you guys have had success or you guys would like to check it out, normally the lifetime pass is $499. But with the Black Friday deal, I think we have 20 coupon codes left. You can get it for $199, or FanDuel, a year pass is usually $199. You can get it for $99. So if you have any interest in that, hit me up, email support@dailyrotohelp.com. So you guys have any other, anything else you want to talk about other than hopefully Alabama loses? Anything? I don't think they're going to. They're going to come back. I mean, they still have time. There's 7 minutes left. It's upsetting. All right, guys. I'm going to jump off here. Definitely in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, 9 Mountain Time, 4 a.m. Hawaii time, because we did have one person in Hawaii, and Australia is like 16 hours ahead. So 12 is 10 p.m. 4 a.m. Monday, Australian time, we will be live again talking all things NFL tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. Come in there, get your questions answered. We'll go through a lot of things. I have a couple of giveaways I want to do. Any questions you have, get those written down and come back tomorrow. Start them, sit them, weather, main slate, any of the other slates. So we will break it down like that. So that's all I've got for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. I will try to get out an NBA video tomorrow. Let's see. How many games are on the NBA slate tomorrow? That I'm not sure. Let's see. Can't believe it's already December, guys. So we have 4 games tomorrow. So we're only for NBA, we're only going to have one GPP lineup for FanDuel and one GPP lineup for DraftKings. And it's 6 p.m. Eastern, so it's 1 hour earlier. So we'll do a video a little bit early in the morning. I'll get the article out maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. And then we will, probably tomorrow morning, we get the article out. And then we'll go ahead, do a little video. And then 10 a.m., I'm letting you guys know, 10 a.m., come back here. Let's bring home the bacon, guys. So that's all I've got in this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck. And tomorrow morning, I want you guys to let me know. Actually, don't forget, go check out our video here on YouTube. I'll link it later on. Go check out the NFL rankings and watch that video. And then comment the quarterback you think is going to throw for the most amount of yards and how many yards. The winner will receive a free week of the next NFL content. So that's what I've got, guys. Good luck and peace out.